Sir, I want to share my screen, but there is no load. So
Sorry, doctor, you can start now. Sorry, doctor. So, doctor, I can't hear you. Doctor, can you hear me? Doctor Karimi, I can't hear you.
you can hear me? You can hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. Now good.
Okay, just I have to share the file.
Share your presentation now and start.
And can you see my presentation, my file?
No, no, no.
No. So I have to share the file with you. Let me a window. You must grant permission. Please give a permission to me. Professor, give a permission. I want to share the screen. Okay, you have my voice and image at the moment, sir.
Excellent, doctor. Now good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you again for this chance. In the name of God, The lecture which I would like to have for you in this time is about the biological control. First, I would like to have a definition about biological control. What is the biological control and why it's needed? So I would like to define this term and then go ahead about its necessary. General term, there are various definitions for biological control, but mainly I would like to use this term, the use of insect or pest natural enemy by the man to reduce the pest density is named biological control. So human use the insect natural enemy to pest biological control. There are two types of biological control. Applied biological control means the people, human use the biocontrol agent, and also the second type is natural biocontrol, which down in the environment without any involvement of human. There are several reasons for biological control, mainly because of global invasion of pests. We have many challenges about the invasive pests in the world, mainly in the recent decade, and also about different type of pests. You know, there are different type of pests which are targeted by biological control or insect, which will be our major title in this seminar, mainly whitefly, aphid, mealybug, and weevil, and other group of insect. Mite, another order, another category of arthropoda, like two-spotted spider mite, and also plant. There are major type of or target and also plant pathogen. There are different or target for biological control. And also sometimes we use natural enemy to control some invertebrate like in snail, and also some vertebrate like rabbit and cat. So we can use the natural enemy for either invertebrate and also for vertebrate to control and manage their density. Mainly, as there are main students or bachelor science, I would like to define major group of natural enemy. We have three category of natural enemy or biological control agent, which mostly start with P, as word: parasitoid, predator, and pathogen. There are three main group of biological control. The last group is specialized herbivore. This group is mostly for weed control, but in the case of insect pests, we would like to use these three groups, which start with P. P means parasitoid, predator, and pathogen. So pathogen include various group of bacteria, virus, nematode, and also protozoa to control the pests. So we have three main group of natural enemy, and this is which protocol can be used for biological control. There are several protocols, several approach, or several strategies, which you can see here. The main strategy which started the biological control history with it is named classical biocontrol. This type of biocontrol related to introduction of natural enemy for one country to another country, from one region to another region. So classical biological control, and this is the character of different group. ROI, permanent control. You can see that classical biocontrol have both trait, means we can use in ROI and we can use as permanent control. Another trait is field level of control. We can use classical biocontrol in the field, and also we can use classical biological control against insect, means I, and weed means W. In the case of habitat manipulation, sometimes we can use natural enemy. We can conserve. We can encourage the natural enemy with habitat management. In this case, we can use the natural enemy in the field level, just in the case of insect, not for the weed. The third strategy is the use of pathogen or microbial pesticide, which include different group of microbes. We can use the field, the different type of pathogen for both group for insect and also for weed. And natural and last type of control is insectary release. In this type we rear and mass produce the natural enemy, then we can use in the field level and against insect maybe. So this is the strategy for biological control that we can apply in the pest control management program. What reason? I said about the reason. I said about the invasion of new exotic pests. In recent year, we have a lot of challenge about this. You know that in recent year, we have a new pest about tomato leaf miner. This is a global challenge for most countries of the world, which invaded even Middle East, even Iraq also, and you can find it in every greenhouse. And also problem about pesticide, another challenge which we have to use alternative technique instead of pesticide. Which problem? There are many problems that we will discuss about them. In the case of exotic pests and invasion pests, some pest type, for example, fruit fly can easily invade the country. So we have to take care about this type of pest. Most fruit fly, for example, in this picture, you can see it, just a fruit, a lot of larvae in the fruit. It's enough to invade the country, and then it's enough to have a persistent establishment in the country by just one fruit infested. This is a graph showing the increase of invasion and exotic pests in the world during 400 years. You can see an increase in the number of exotic pests. You can see till 2000 year, about 104 for 1,000 of insect pests invaded the United States. This data is about the United States. We have similar data for other countries that show the new pests and exotic pests which require new control technique. This is an important pest which invaded in different countries. You can see here about 70% of species which entered in the United States are important ways and change to important. But this is a very, very important issue. Another issue about the pesticide resistance. This graph shows the resistant of pesticide. This is number of species. You can see 500, 600 till 1998. At the moment, we have a larger data about this issue. This is a history of development which started with DDT arsenal and continue ongoing. This is another challenge about the same issue, about the history of pesticide, and this is about DDT and it is improvement and its effect on the pest. You know that after the Second World War, the farmer and the greenhouser and all people thought that they can kill the pest totally and there is no any need for any other technique. Actually, for 1 decade or 2 decades, the DDT and the related group was successful. But after 2 decades, more or less, we had a lot of challenge related to this pesticide. A lot of challenge which encouraged us to find new technique and the use of pesticide in major crop. You can see here the use of pesticide in different year. You can see about the herbicide as the most important group of pesticide. The blue one is the insecticide. The third one is fungicide, and the last one is other pesticide. You can see an increased number of pesticide used during the last 2-3 decades. So because of the failure of pesticide to control the pest, because of pest outbreak, because of emergence of secondary pests, and because of environmental contamination, we need to change our strategy and use alternative pest control tactic instead of chemical pesticide. This is pest resorption. You know that when a pesticide apply in a field or garden, the natural enemy damage more highly than pest, means lowering its density higher than the pest. So pests have very better condition to increase its population. This is the challenge about the pesticide. This is an article which has done and published by Debach, an entomologist, a famous entomologist, about 50 years ago. In this graph, you can see the density of a natural enemy, Aphitis melinus. This is important, the natural enemy which used against the red scale, important pest of citrus. You can see that there are two graphs here. In the graph, the upper graph, you can see the density of the natural enemy in the orchard without pesticide. In the lower one, you can see the density of natural enemy in the garden which treated with the pesticide. You can see that the pesticide decreased the natural enemy the density highly, and this is one typical example of the effect of pesticide, which encourages the scientists to start to find new and alternative pest control tactic. I'd like to pass from this slide to reach the main title. And finally, you know, this the woman, she published a book, you know, The Silent Spring, published a lot of trade and a lot of side effect of pesticide on natural enemy and environment. And this was a start point of scientists to look for alternative method to lower use of pesticide, mainly DDT and other group of pesticide, and a new era of pesticide use and natural enemy usage in the world. This is a type of effect of pesticide on some bird, and this is another example of pesticide effect on the insect and its effect on the food web and food chain. And finally, this picture you can see is Professor Smith. Professor Smith and his colleague defined the term integrated pest management in 1959. He defined the term as integrated control concept, and he said that we have to use a combined tactic instead of single tactic. Its main speech is this. After that, a lot of other title and other term has appeared in the pest control. This is about the side effect of pesticide. This is about the side effect of pesticide and frog, and this encouraged the scientists to find biological control and get a start at this time. But what is the biological control? In the history, when we check the biological control book, we can find some data and some history about biological control history for 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago in Chinese people, and later in the Middle East and other countries. But mainly the first classical biological control, which started the biological control in the world, was those of Vedalia or Rhodolia cardinalis, the beetle which introduced from Australia into the United States by a team and established in the California citrus tree, and lower the density of the cotton scale. And this is the ship of the uh, insect from Australia to United States, transfer of cage, and finally the scientists transferred two insects, one beetle and one fly. This is the fly, tachinid fly, Cryptochatum. Finally, this fly and that beetle successfully established and lowered the density of cotton scale. And this was a start point of biological control, classical biological control in the world. After that, you can see the lowering density of the pest here. You can see the establishment of Rhodolia here. And this is the Harry Smith, the Professor Harry Smith, which had the main role in the define some main term about biological control. And also the Professor Debach. He wrote the first basic test for science about biological control. He solved some problem about red scale problem, and also developed some method to evaluate natural enemy and their impact, and founded some basic for biological control. After that, we can find another people who work on this item. For example, this Mark Hodel, which work on the biocontrol of weed in University of Florida. And we can find some other example about this issue about biocontrol. Another example is the control of this cactus. This cactus introduced into Australia for use as a plant, but and a caterpillar. A caterpillar means its name was Cactoblastis. Invaded this cactus and caused the decline of cactus density in Australia. So this is the Cactoblastis. Cactoblastis cactorum, the larvae of this caterpillar reduced the cactus density. So help the Australia to control this cactus, because the people transferred this cactus for use in the home, but suddenly it's invaded the environment and occupied a lot of area in Australia. So people introduced this Cactoblastis cactorum from the Europe to Australia to control the cactus. And this is the cactus image after the use of caterpillar in Australia. This is the same image. This is a before of use of natural enemy. This is after the use of natural enemy. This is the natural enemy effect, death of cacti. Another example is this weed in the United States in 1940. You can see here this weed, Johnson wort infestation here. Farmer use this as weed for feeding the animal, but this has changed to a pest in the range. So people try to find the natural enemy, so they introduce this beetle Chrysolina from the from the Europe to the United States, the Chrysomelid beetle. This Chrysomelid feeded on the weed, and this is the same area, the same region. This is after introduce of the beetle. This is the before. You can see here the beetle completely remove the weed and help the people to avoid from this challenge. This is another example, the coconut pest in the Southeast Asia. You know this pest. This is a rhinoceros beetle larvae, as a beetle larvae which invaded this palm and invaded the tree and collapsed the tree completely. Completely. So the scientists try to find the solution for this pest, to find the way to control the pest. So check and survey it. Finally, they find a virus, a baculovirus, a microorganism. So they treat the adult beetle by the virus. You can see the man who inoculate the virus solution to the insect. Insect fly to the tree and spread the virus. Virus infected the insect, and insect killed by virus infection. He's going to check the pest density. After after a time after a time, the palm tree released from the Oryctes beetle attacked by Oryctes virus. This is another example of the use of microbial agent. And this is another example for use of biological control against whitefly. You know, this is a major pest of greenhouse, which we can see everywhere, this pest. Incarcia formosa is the most important parasitoid introduced in major countries of the world for lowering the pest density. You can see here some cart which transfer the wasp to lowering the pest, and this is example for another type of biocontrol agent, Bacillus thuringiensis. This is a bacterium which used for control of caterpillar. You can see healthy life here and killed by BT in the lower part of this image. And also this is another type of biocontrol of wheat. This is a type of wheat which invaded in the Australia wheat field. This type of wheat which invaded in Australia and occupied the wheat field. So people, the name of wheat is skeleton wheat. So the scientists and researchers try to find a way and a solution for this problem. This is another close-up of skeleton wheat plant. The scientists find RAS, a fungi, has a biological control, classical biological control. So they introduced the fungi, they mass produce, reared, and prepare the solution and use as a pesticide. So this RAS infested the weed and killed the weed, and by this means they control the weed by the pathogen. This is another example, and this is another example. I want to reach to this main kind of naturalism, as I said, parasitoid, predator, herbivore, and pathogen. As I said, there are the main group and main type of insect natural enemy. So I want to have a short breakout, and after 5 minutes start again. Okay, Professor? My colleague.
يريد ياخذ 5 دقائق استراحة.
No.
If you want to continue, I can continue. If you want to have a break in 5 or 10 minutes, let me to make a decision.
No, doctor, complete.
Complete. Okay. Just a moment. Let me to answer this phone.
Doctor, your microphone is off.
Yeah, I turn off myself to do this job. So let me to continue the lecture. You have the lecture, you have the file. You have the file.
Yes, yes.
You have the file. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show another file to you. I'm going to show a main book about the biological control to you. Biological control.
Doctor, your mic is off. Doctor, your microphone is off.
Sorry, you can see, sorry, yes, you can see the file.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
There is a file, its
Yes,
name is
yes.
natural enemy. You can biological control. You can see?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. There's a biological, there is another file which explain in detail the biological control and definition. In the previous file, I said about why we need the biological control. This is my email address and this is my telephone. You can contact me by this email or by this
Doctor,
phone, which,
Doctor,
yeah.
the presentation is not working.
Not okay?
Yeah, it's
Let
not
me,
working.
what happened? What about now?
No, not working.
Another application? No, it's working?
It's now off.
You have the file at the moment?
Yes, now working, yes.
Okay. Anytime, if you have problem, please tell me to resolve the problem.
Okay, sir, you can complete now.
Okay. As I said, this is my email address and this is my telephone number, which have Skype, which have many applications. You can use both of this way if you would like to have more contact or more question about biological control. As I said the previous file about biological control, we have three main type of natural enemy for insect pest control: predator, parasitoid, and pathogen. You can name these three type as 3P. 3P means first P with predator, three parasitoid, and third P pathogen. There are three group of insect natural enemy. The first group you can see like this insect. It's a type of a predator, like a cat which eat a mouse, cat and mouse. This is a type of predator and prey, and this is another type of insect predator. This is a bug which is feed on this larvae, and after feeding, it's go another where and look for another prey. So we name this as predator. They have active search, means they look for their prey. Some of them are ambush, means wait in a site, and when their prey reach, they can kill their prey. Some have lure, and some of them have trap, means use some method to feed on their prey. The second group is parasitoid, like this. Here you can see some aphid. You can see some aphid. Some are yellow, some are brown. The broad one, like these, are parasitoid aphid. They are killed by a type of aphid, by a parasitoid, which had put lay egg on the aphid, and then the parasitoid start to feed on the aphid, and after 1 week or 10 days, they emerge from aphid. You can see here a pool. Here, this pool show the emergence pool of the this wasp. We can name this as second group as parasitoid. So this is healthy, means silent, healthy aphid. This is parasitized aphid. You can distinguish by the color and by some change like this pore. Parasitoid, some parasitoid are endoparasitoid, some are ectoparasitoid. Endo means put their egg within inside the insect. Ecto means put their egg out of the insect, out of their house. inside or outside. And the third group is pathogen. Pathogen means virus, bacteria, fungi, and nematode. We have some group of microbe like virus, bacteria, fungi, and nematode, which can use as biological control. Here you can see a fungi. This is the spore of fungi. You can see a thin spore of the fungi. This thin spore adhere to the host, germinate, penetrate, grows in the hemocell of insect, and finally kill the larvae. Some main example of this group of Beauveria bassiana. Beauveria bassiana is the key fungal pathogen of insect, which used as biological control. Another example is Metarhizium and Isperia. This is another example. You can distinguish by the color. The first one, the Beauveria, is white, and the second one, Metarhizium, is mostly green, which you can easily distinguish the sign on the insect. This is type of predator like beetle. This is a parasitoid. This is so this is predator. This is parasitoid. This is another type of parasitoid like ant. You can see that feed ant on the some insects, some escape. This is type of predator. This is another type of predator, airwick, which feed on some insect. This is another type of predator. Its name is green lacewing. It's feed on many type of insect like aphid and other thin insect. Here you can see the lacewing, which feed on the aphid, and this is their egg on the stem. This is the same insect, the lacewing, which feed on insect, and also here the adult lacewing. Here you can see its image, and this is another type of predator. This is a carabid beetle. This is a coccinellid beetle, and this is another group of beetle which use insect as prey. These are examples of a ladybird as main beetle, as main predator in the beetle order. You can see different species of beetle with different color. For example, here you can see seven spotted ladybird, and here two spotted ladybird. It has two spots, and here it has 7 spots on the wing. And also here their larvae. This is another type of beetle, rove beetle or staphylinid. This you can see the staphylinid which feed on insect. This is another type of beetle, carabid beetle, which feed on different larvae and have a very fast moving on the ground. This is another type of predator, mantid, which act as naturally in the environment. And also this is the main group of bug, minnow pirate bug, which use as biocontrol agent mainly in the greenhouse. This is another type of big eye bug. This is a stink bug, a many important bug which use in the different greenhouse in the world. Its name is Podicus. This is the same, the Podicus. This is another group of predator. This is a fly. This is a little fly which prey on many insects, including beetle, grasshopper, bee, leafhopper, wasp, and other fly. This is a syrphid fly. It's a very nice fly which resembles to honeybee and feed on different type of insect. This is the syrphid larvae. You can see that it feed on aphid. And also here you can see some wasp. Most wasps are predator, but some are parasitoid. You can see here aphid, which I said before than this. You can see parasitized aphid here. And here you can see that aphid emerge from the what? From the aphid. Other group, other than insect, we have some predator. For example, predatory mite. We have some predatory mite which apply as biological control. Most important family are phytozoarid family, which use against the other type of mite in the greenhouse. And also there are some spider which act as naturally in the environment. You can see here different type of a spider which act in the field naturally and prey on different insects. And also we have some vertebrate animal as predator. You can say some bird which feed on insect, and also some fish like this fish, and also we have some other fish like gambosia. You may know gambosia fish which feed on the mosquito larvae. And also there are other type of vertebrate like snake or squirrel which act sometimes as main natural enemy in the environment and for control of the pest. So this is the main category of an insect, parasitoid and predator. Now I would like to show you about the current status of the pest biocontrol in the world. First, let me to introduce a book, which is a very good book for you. There is a book which published
Doctor,
by...
your presentation is not working.
There is no presentation?
Yes, now working, yes.
No working, yes. I would like to show a book, a very good book about biological control. Let me to show from the
It's
web.
not working.
Okay, let me just a moment. I'm going to show from the web. There is a professor, its name is Ann Hajek, which work in the University of Arizona. She published some main book. One is her book is Biocontrol. I'm going to show her book to you. Just a moment, please, to show the book. Can you see the web which searching the file? It's trying to...
There is no presentation.
There is no presentation? Okay. So let me to show just the first chapter of the book. You can find the book by yourself. Let me to show the first chapter of the book. You can see now this page.
No, doctor, no presentation.
No, so let me. What about now? You can see?
No.
Still no?
Yeah, still no.
So let me just a moment, please. I'm going to show the link of the book here. This is the link of the book here, which I tested. You can find the book here. This is a very good book about the biocontrol. You can find different item of biocontrol here.
Doctor, your microphone is off.
Okay, no, I think you can see
Yes.
you can see, okay, I have to search again. Yeah, I'm going to biological control on adject book. This is the name of the book. This is the image of cover image of the book, and this is the main site for the book. It's published by Cambridge University Press. Cambridge University Press. For both bachelor and master science students, this is a very good book to learn about natural enemy and insect biological control, which published by Professor Anne Hatchek from Cornell University and Professor Elian Berg from University of Copenhagen. It's published 3 years ago, 2018, but at the moment I use this book as the main source for teach. You can see here about natural enemy, introduction about biological control, title, then about the part 1, why use biological control or natural enemy, then introduction to biological control, and then the part 2 about the classical biological control, which I explained you, then about the augmentation, means mass rearing and release of biocontrol, which include 2 types, innovative and inoculative biological control. Then about conservation and enhancement of natural enemy. This is the main classic strategy. Then there is another chapter for biological control of invertebrate and vertebrate pests. There is some chapter for predators, some chapter for parasitoids, some chapter for nematode, some chapter for bacterial pathogen of invertebrate. There is a chapter for viral pathogen of insect, and there is a chapter for fungal pathogen of invertebrate. Then there is another part for biological control of wheat, and a special chapter for wheat. Chapter 5 or part 5 about biological control of plant pathogen and plant parasitic nematode, and part 6 about biological control, cancer, change and channel. This is a very good book which I recommend for use as the source for textbook. Now I'm going to show you about the current status of the biological control in the world. Then we have a maybe you know that we have a organization in the world. Its name is IOBC. Its name is IOBC, means International Organization for Biological Control. This is a global organization which have a journal, which publish journal and have some book and meeting, which you can find site here. IOBC, WPRS.
Doctor, your presentation not working.
Yeah, just a moment. Just a moment.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. This is this is the link for that site which I said. This is a global international organization for biological control and integrated control. It's abbreviated in IOBC, and it has some group and subgroup in the world. There are several meetings each month in different countries of the world. You can use from this site. There is some publication here, and publication here. This is the main journal of biocontrol, official journal of this organization. And also there are some books about biological control, which you can see here. You can find a new book about biocontrol here. For example, there are many newsletters of biocontrol here, and also there are some other book of biocontrol. One book which I want to introduce here to you is the internet book of biocontrol. I want to show you this book. Let me to share with you. Stop sharing. Just a moment, let me to explain, to find. Okay, this is the file. This is the file. Oh no, you can see and hear me, sir?
No, sir.
Yes, Doctor.
At the moment you can see, okay?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, this is the book which I said you, this is a taken book from the IUBC site. Its name is Internet Book of for Biological Control, or IUBC Internet Book, which published by a major scientist of the biological control. His name is One Lantern. You can check his resume in the site. There are several items in this book, from first discovery of biological control, then development, history, current situation, biological control with future of biological control, and so on. A lot of information here. I want to show you about the chapter 5, about the current situation of biological control. Chapter 5. No, this is the current situation of biological control. This is the main natural enemy which used in the world. You can see that the main biocontrol agent which used in the world is the trichogramma. You know that trichogramma is tiny wasp, which you can rear it easily. Tiny wasp, which act on different species of mouse and caterpillar. There are several species of trichogramma which act on different Lepidopteran pests in vegetable, cereal, and cotton. there are a lot of area in the world, mainly in Russia, in China, Mexico, South America, Brazil, and different countries of the world which use this agent. So in the first rank for use of natural enemy is the trichogramma. After this, there are some other agent. For example, there are another agent, AGMNPV. This is a type of virus. This is a type of virus which farmer in the Brazil use annually for 1 million hectare. 1 million hectare for control a pest on soybean. Its name is soybean caterpillar. This is a very typical example of application of microbial agent to control pests in the field with a cheap cost. Another group is entomopathogenic fungi. You can see that here it's named from coffee berry borer in the South America in Colombia, about 0.5 million hectare. And also from microbial agent, its name is bacteria, virus, fungi, and nematode for about 1 million hectare in Russia. And also from a tiny wasp, its name is Cotesia. Cotesia is a wasp which apply against sugar cane pests in different countries like South American and China for about 0.4 million hectare. And also again, trichogramma you can see in South Asia. You can see it again from egg parasitoid. You can see Orgillus, another parasitoid which you apply in the different South American countries like China. So this is the main status of application of biological control in the world. You can use different part of this book to see status of different countries of the world. I will share this book to you to use it when you have a time. And now I want to show another file to you. I will show another file. Just a moment. Okay. I'm going to show a review paper by Professor Lantern, which indicated the use of different natural enemy in the world. It has some okay, you have the file. You can see the file. You can see the file,
Yes,
sir?
yes. Yes, Doctor, yes.
You can see the, okay. This is the paper which I said, this is a paper which was published by Professor Van Lantern and his colleague in Biocontrol Journal. This is the journal which I said, it's the official journal IUBC organization. It's about the biological control using invertebrate and microorganisms. Plenty of new opportunities. It's published 2-3 years ago, so it's new data. It has new data. And this is the main data about this group. Worldwide use of major augmentative means release of biological control program. You can see here the type of natural enemy in the left, in the middle the pest and crop, and in the right area which apply the natural enemy. In the on the left, you can see the trichogramma again, the first rank, against Lepidoptera means mounds in vegetative, cereal, and cotton in about 10 million hectares. You can see here new data, 10 million. This is the most big application of biological control in the world, which used in former USSR countries. Another group is Trichoderma. This is a fungus, you know, which apply against different fungus, against soil disease, virus, crop, in about 5 million in Brazil and also in Europe. You can see Trichogramma again, against the Lepidoptera in 4 million hectares in China. You can see Cotesia as the parasitoid of sugar cane borer in 3.6 million in South America and China. You can see Metarhizium. This is a fungi which apply in 2 million hectares in Brazil. Trichogramma again in Mexico. Here you can see virus which apply, as I said, against soybean caterpillar in Brazil in 1 million hectares. This is another data. You can see 1 million, 0.5, 0.5 from different group of natural enemy. This is the current status. You can see mainly from Trichogramma, Metarhizium, and also Bovaria bassiana. But we have some other natural enemy. This is the main detail of different group of natural enemy. For example, here, this is the natural enemy type. For example, Adalia. This is a beetle from Coleoptera region, where used. It's used in Latin America against aphid. It started from 1941, and its market means of market. It show large, small, or medium. It's a small market. But here you can see Amblyodrombalus limonus. This is a type of acali which apply in Europe against thrips, against whitefly, and against carcinomate fly. It's at a large market, and it started from 2013, from 8 years ago. Or here you can see Amblysius. This is a very important mite which apply in the greenhouse, in mite and greenhouse, and citrus started from 1980 and has large market. And also another type of natural enemy. You can see different type of natural enemy here. For example, Encarsia here. And also Podicus and so on. You can see the main data here. In here, another data for some microbial agent like Bacillus. You can see type of Bacillus here, which use against different type of insect pest or pathogen in different country or different region of the world. So here you can see Bacillus thuringiensis as main natural enemy, as main microbial agent which used against the pest. You can see different subspecies of bacteria. Here, Bacillus thuringiensis isavae, Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis, Bacillus thuringiensis kursaki, Bacillus thuringiensis, for example, Florence kursaki, or Bacillus thuringiensis Santiago. Bacillus thuringiensis is the main microbial agent which used in the different countries of the world. So I would like to continue, but I'm sure that there is some limitation for the time. So I want to finish the presentation of this file at the moment. And if there is any question, I would like to see, to hear, and try to answer your question. Anyway, let me to say you that from 5 years ago, we started to have some Iraqi student here. In this department, plant protection department, I had about 5 students, 1 PhD student which graduated last year and now working in Baghdad in Ministry of Science, and 4 master science students which graduated and now working in different region of the Iraq. So we would like to have collaboration with University of Basrah mainly about insect pathogen. If there is any student, master science student or PhD student, or there is a postdoc, or even a faculty member to have some collaboration about insect pathogen like nematode, like bacteria and fungi. I would like to have collaboration about thesis, dissertation, or research project with you and your faculties. Thank you very much. I'm in your service to have any question and discussion about this issue. There are many students, 33 participants here, mostly bachelor, but maybe master science student also here. Is there any question? Is there any suggestion? If you have time, I can continue on my very, very detailed topic. If you have time and if you're interested, we have about 20-minute time. If you're interested, I can continue on my very, very detailed topic of research. I work on insect pathogen, different insect pathogen like fungi, like nematode, like bacteria, and like virus. So I would like to show you some item about insect pathogen. Let me. This is the chapter of the book which I said. The chapter of the book of the anhydric, chapter 9 is about parasitic nematode. You know that nematode is a group of invertebrate. We have some type of nematode which act as pests, like the melogyne or heterodera. But so what? There are different type of nematode. We have some nematode like this nematode. This is a type of beneficial nematode. This is attack insect, invade insect body, and then kill the insect. So sometimes we can use from this nematode as biological control. The name of this nematode is Steinernema carpocapsa. This is the larva of the nematode. From this nematode, Steinernema carpocapsa, we can find this nematode in every site of the world. Even my student collected several species from this nematode from Iraq and published the data in journal. You can see the cycle of the nematode here. For example, here, Let me to show some fungi also.
I don't hear you.
Sorry. At the moment you can hear it. You have the file. You have the file.
Yes, yes.
You have the file. You have, yeah. Here, after the nematode, I would like to say some word about another group of microbial control agent. We have other group or main group of fungi and microsporidian, which use sometimes as biological control agent. Here you can see an insect which killed by fungi. This is a beetle which killed by a fungus. This is a beetle which killed by Bovaria broniarti fungus. You can see the mycelium of fungi and the cadaver. Mainly, we can use from this fungi also as biological control agent in the world. Several species of these fungi are applied as biological control. For example, here you can see gypsy mouse larvae. This is a very important, very famous pest of the world. Its name is gypsy mouse larvae. You can see here that this larvae, the infected bio fungi, its name is Entomophaga myrmegia. It has killed the larvae, and in different regions of the world, this fungi, Entomophaga myrmegia, is the main control agent of this insect. So there is no more damage from this pest because this fungi can kill and can reduce the density of insect pests. So this is another term, another title, another field of research. If you're interested, we can collaborate also about this. This is the second group which I would like to introduce you. Here you can see the list of some fungal pathogen which registered and or under commercial development, means that these species are no use as biological control in the world. In the first rank is Bovaria bassiana. You can see it apply against beetle, against bug, against mouse, and also special pests here. The second one is Bovaria broniarti, which apply against some grasshopper, some thrips, some cockchafer. You can see metarhizium, which apply against isoptera or termite or cockchafer. And also is another group which apply against different bug, different aphid, and insect in the world. And there is an increasing trend for use this natural enemy in the world recently. This is
Sir,
image
your
from
sound is disrupting.
locus. This is a very Sorry, I think there was a problem with internet connection. You have me and my voice and my image? Hello, sir, madam. You have my voice and my image?
Yes, sir.
You have, okay. Sorry, there is a problem about net connections. I think so. So I'm going to continue to show the last slide. I think that I discussed about the fungi. You can see here a type of locus, and in low part you can see fungi. The locus is a locusta migratoria. This is a very destructive locust. We have this locust in Iran, in Iraq, and also in the Middle East. And this is a very important pest in Africa, in different countries that African. So there some product has developed from the Metarhizium anisopolia. There is a fungi, Metarhizium anisopolia variety acrydium, which mass produced for locust and grasshopper. And at the moment, the main country of the African region use this fungi to control this pest. This is a very important example about application of fungi to control the pests as microbial control in the entomology and phytopathology. This is another type from Microsporidium. This is a very this is a close group twins fungi. We named this as Microsporidium. The main genus of this is Nosema. We have a main genus from this as Nosema. Nosema. You can see the image of this. This is a spore, and this is a polar filament. It can infect the insect, and here you can see that a spore of Nosema, and you can see here the cell. This is a Microsporidium spore, which infected the insect cell and start to infect the insect. There are some try to use from this. At the moment, we have one species from Nosema. Its name is Nosema locuste. We use in some country of the world from this species to control some locust and grasshopper. But unfortunately, we have some species from Nosema, like Nosema apis, which affect the honeybee. So we know the Nosema apis as the main pest of honeybee in the world. You may know this species. Its name is Nosema apis. It's a main pest of the honeybee in the world. It's a destructive pathogen of the honeybee. This is my overall presentation about insect biocontrol, about definition, about different type of biocontrol agent, why we need to use from biological control. Then I explained about major group of biological control, including predator, parasitoid, and finally I explained about the insect pathogen, mainly about fungi and about nematode, and showed you some table about current status of biological control in the world. Hope the information be useful for you and encourage you to okay, hope to be useful this lecture for you to increase your data, to increase your knowledge, or even encourage you to be a researcher in this field. If anyone from the student master science or bachelor science are interested to have some more information about this title, please contact me by email or by my phone number as I wrote for you. This would be honor to have more contribution and more collaboration with your university in this subject and field of research. Is there any question, any comment, any speech? I would like to hear from you, from your professors, if there is.
Sir, is the spider mites is the same as pseudo mice? Is pseudo spiders or different?
Which spider mite? Tetranychus ortica?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the same. The spider mite is a general name for a family of Acari. Its family name is Tetranychidae. But sometimes we use definitively for a species. Its name is Tetranychus ortica. Its name is here, Tetranychus ortica. We say we name it as a two-spotted spider mite. More question, Mr. Osama Ahmed.
Thanks, sir. That's all.
Any question? Miss Zainab Mansour, Zainab Allah, Hoda Maher, Saji Ghassi, Abbas Salem, Havra al-Asadi, Havra al-Sadi, Havra al-Sadi. Let me how about your semester? Your semester has finished recently, or at the moment you have the class? Still you have class?
Yes, sir. We still have.
Still have. When you will finish your semester?
23th of Yulio.
When? Sorry, 1, 2, 3 weeks later?
Yeah, like a month.
Okay. And what's the time of exam? What's the time of exam?
22th of July.
22 July. Oh, still you have a lot of time. Which semester are you in? Mainly, which semester are you in there?
4th grade.
All of you are in 4th semester?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And which course of entomology you passed? You passed any entomology course?
Just the first one.
The first one. First elementary entomology about morphology and the morphology of insect. Okay?
Okay.
So the seminar was new for you, or did you had any information about the seminar which we had today?
Yes, sir. We studied mites as a subject.
Okay. Do you have any course about biocontrol in bachelor science degree?
No, sir.
You don't. Yeah. This is for master science. Thank you very much. At the time looks is going to finish. Anyway, I'm at your service. If there is any comment, any suggestion, or any explanation by your professor, I'm ready to hear. Otherwise, let's me to finish.
Thank you, Doctor, so much. Thank you, Doctor.
You are welcome, Professor. This was a great honor for me to have this meeting and seminar for you.
بس محاضرة وياه.
شكرا. Thank you, Doctor.
You are
التماس
welcome.
الدعاء عن زيارة إمام البصرة إن شاء الله.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Hope to see you soon. God bless you. خدا حافظ.
إن شاء الله.
Thank you
في
very
أمان الله. مع السلامة. شكرا. شكرا طلابنا الأعزاء وأساتذتنا. أنا نزلتكم رابط التسجيل حضور، إذا تريدون سجلوا حضور طلابنا. شكرا لكم.
عفوا دكتور.
Allah accept.